and welcome to the Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I am Jen. Hi.
My name's Amanda.
I'm Kathleen.
I'm Haley.
And we are coming to you with episode number 45. Hard to believe.
I feel like I haven't counted them in a while.
Yeah, I didn't write it on here, but I do remember. I've actually started saving my sheets, my notes sheets. So that way I'm not like,
Don't duplicate.
Did we talk about this last time? And I know whatever on the needles I had last time are likely to be in the finished objects this time, or maybe closer. That was pro tip. save your note sheets and you will not be so repetitive. Not be so repetitive.
If you're new to the podcast, welcome. This is a podcast all about knitting and crochet, a little spinning, sometimes a little weaving, a little embroidery, all about the fiber arts. And we're coming to you from Montclair, New Jersey, which is where our store is. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. We've got lots to update you on today. Our works in progress and projects and things like that. And I think Kathleen and Haley are in the store today, which means you'll get to see some new yarn that's there.
I'm sure Jen will do the like and follow, right?
Like, subscribe, follow, hit that button.
She does. And actually, we really do hope you'll follow, and we hope you'll tell your friends about our podcast too and our store. We're actually going to be talking about a giveaway later in this episode, and we know how everyone loves a giveaway, so one more reason to follow. Okay? All right. So happenings around town. So really the only thing that I can think of, and this is not just...
Snow, more snow, more snow.
We did have another 2 inches overnight last night, but I still got together with my socially distanced coffee group on one of our patios this morning. We are troopers. It was 25.
Don't know how you did that.
Yeah. Orange Grove heater.
But we do know why. We do know why.
Yes.
Friendship.
Mental health.
Yes.
Friendship and mental health. Yep. So, as Haley said, snow, more snow.
Yes.
Snow. I think the last time we taped, was it after the first big snow? Yeah, it must have been. So we got 24 inches in the first snow.
I think it was like one of the days it was snowing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got 24 inches in the first snow. We got about 8 inches in the second snow, and then another 2 inches overnight. So,
and like each little day on my weather app, it's like snowflake, partly cloudy, snowflake. Like
not quite as much now. We kind of dodged a bullet earlier this week because they were saying 3 to 5 more inches, and we canceled a meeting or we mutually agreed to cancel a meeting with one of our favorite reps because she was driving up from Philly and it was going to be freezing rain all the way. And then we woke up that morning to dry roads. So
it was still pretty icy because it got a lot colder.
Yeah. So coming up is Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, Palentine's Day, all of those things. So just a reminder to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, appreciate those you love.
Including yourself.
You're
absolutely the most important person in your life.
That's right. You drive the bus, right?
Yeah. You are the bus and you drive it.
It's a self-driving car, self-driving bus.
Yeah.
So, are you wearing your red glasses in honor of Valentine's Day?
No, it's because I did not put my contacts in yet.
I remember all through middle school and maybe freshman year of high school, the girl with the red glasses, Haley, was known for rocking those red glasses. They're very cute. My
college recommendation said I went into interviews and they were like, "Where are your red glasses?" I was like, "I got contacts."
But I think they're still cute. You do look younger actually with them, I feel like.
How old do I look? What age am I? Comment below.
I think it does just remind me like when you're in middle school. That was your look. So still a good look.
Braces and glasses, a classic. Back in the day.
All right. So we will give Amanda a minute here to edit, right?
Oh yes, but one other thing that's not around town, but it's a current event. Taylor Swift just posted on her Instagram that the Fearless album re-record is going to be released on April 9th of this year, hopefully not next year. No, yeah, but she said it would be soon, and we knew they were coming, so April 9th, and she's adding 6 unreleased songs that she wrote. So it's going to be a 26-song album.
Wow. And what's happening before that with
Love
Taylor?
Story tonight, in honor of Valentine's Day, likely.
How nice. My birthday buddy. So proud of her.
Yes. You have a birthday twin with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
So that means 13 is your lucky number as well.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yeah. Lucky 13. So
give that a stream when it's out.
I do love Taylor.
Enjoy yourself. Yes.
She's pretty cool.
Love Taylor Swift. So.
All right.
Yay. Still socially distanced, but more baby distanced now than socially distanced, I think. Thank goodness. I think we see a light at the end of the tunnel. So hoping we can all be back together soon. Might do sort of like a hybrid together soon because I'm not sure how long Teddy will stay happy. And he certainly doesn't follow a schedule yet. If I say, hey Teddy, I'm going to record a podcast at 10 in the morning, he doesn't seem to take that into account when he decides when his eating times are. So I need to get him to sync our schedules the night before. If anybody knows how to make that work with a 2-month-old, let me know. Haven't figured that one out yet. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing. Today is not Valentine's Day, but by the time this podcast comes out, which is probably going to be Saturday morning, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out on Friday this week, just because of work, insurance work, and other things I have going on. But then Saturday will be the day before Valentine's Day. So today is the last school day at my little kids' school before Valentine's Day. They're downstairs right now making their Valentine's foam crafts with googly eyes and things like that. So maybe I'll let them come up and show you their Valentine's crafts at the end of the podcast. They're really cute. They love this time of year, making little Valentines for everybody in the family, saying, I love you. They're so cute. I love them. At our house, we have a Valentine box, which on the night before Valentine's, the Valentine man comes and leaves little treats for everybody. So everybody's looking forward to it. It's not like, his sack is not as big as Santa Claus's sack. It's just like a little craft something. But they like it. It's a fun midwinter activity. But the Valentine man is coming. Well, when you see this, he's coming tonight. We're hopefully making a new Valentine box this year because my old one, it's like our Valentine box. I'll put in a picture. But our Valentine box is like a big cardboard box. And the kids decorate the outside of it with like red and pink and white things and, make it all Valentine-y decorated. Our old one we had covered in, I want to say construction paper and maybe tissue paper, and it's looking quite raggedy. So I did order some Valentine's fabric, which I've had a fabric covered Valentine box before and that worked extremely well. I don't know what happened to it. It might have gotten crushed in a move. But hoping to do that again if the fabric shows up on time. I figure Saturday during the day is a good time to make a new Valentine box. But yeah, so we've got to do that. And yeah, that's, I think, all that's going on in my house. But things that are going on around town, I did see that if you are a gardener, or like me, maybe gardening adjacent, try a little bit, but not enough to be able to be called a real gardener. You plant things. If you like to plant things, Vleck Gardens is a house with adjoining gardens here in town. They have a lot of like educational activities, stuff for the community are there. Things for the community are there. And then you can be a member and take walks on their grounds and all that. It's really lovely. But they also have plant sales twice a year, I think. Certainly, usually in the spring. But they're having an online plant sale the 15th of February. So that's Monday through the 26th. So I'm going to check it out. Because think I might be getting some raised beds this spring. There's a foot of snow on the ground outside, but I've been browsing raised beds. We have this old raggedy storage container in the backyard, and I think every toy that's stored in it is either broken or rusted or something. I mean, I've probably had it 12 years with kids' stuff in it. So, yeah, I think everything in there needs to go anyway. Yeah, I think if we take that up, that would be a good place to put some, like 1.5 foot wide little cedar beds. You know, maybe 3 of them. And some things you can direct sow in the ground, but I don't think I'm qualified to start seedlings in the house. I think they'd all die. So maybe buying some, maybe if they have some vegetables, especially like tomatoes and things, that would be good to get from them as more hardy plants that have at least survived a few weeks than me try to start them in March. That's not going to happen. Well, I mean, it could happen, but I'll have a whole planter full of dirt and nothing else. So that's what's going on around town.
But anyway, we are virtual again today, and I figured I would set up in a different spot. 1, so I could actually catch some decent light. 2, so you could see a different view of my office craft room. But 3, I had to shove a lot of stuff out of screen, out of camera view, because it's really messy. And sadly, this is neater than it was before. So you can only imagine just how cluttered it is. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons it's such a mess is because I'm in the middle of a project. When am I not in the middle of a project? But I'm in the middle of a weaving project. So I took out a whole bunch of stuff and kind of scattered it on my workspace so I can look and see and pick from there. Which is a great way to work if you have the space. But it's problematic in that my natural state is chaos. But order makes me feel much happier. So at some point I will have to put everything away. So yeah, that'll be fun. You can see it behind me. Actually, that's the weaving behind me there, and there's a whole bunch of rovings and stuff. There's my overhead workstation. It's, a whole bunch of stuff. And that's a bunch of random crap. Yeah, bunch of random crap. Bunch of random crap. So, yeah. So let's dive right in and see what is going on around town. What's going on around town was that it's coming up on Valentine's Day, or it has just been Valentine's Day, depending on when you're watching this. I'm recording it right before Valentine's Day. And I actually just came from dropping off 21 Valentines with names on them at a very sweet class mom organized a Valentine's Day exchange for the first graders, which is both like the nicest thing and is going to make them feel so good. And from my perspective was also like, this must be your oldest kid, because I was like, the one good thing about the pandemic is that I won't have to go get Valentines, except for I had to go get Valentines. Oh well, it's fine. It's going to make them feel really good. So I'm very happy for that, and I'm very happy for them, and selfishly was like, oh, come on, but it'll be okay. So it's almost Valentine's Day. Hopefully you guys have something interesting planned, even if it's just a Valentine's or Galentine's for yourself. Sitting on the couch watching a show, getting a treat, something like that. Honestly, that actually sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll tell Jonathan that's what I want. What I want is several hours to not do anything but knit and watch TV. How about that? That's what I like. Yeah, what else is going on? It's snowing again, or it's always been snowing. It just snowed this morning. I have to say, after last winter where it was cold-ish, but still kind of warm and no snow, I am pretty happy that there is snow. But I'm also now done. I'm done with snow. I think I'm done with snow. As you may have seen on my Instagram this morning, or several days ago, depending on when you're watching this, I posted something where I'm like, it's been a really rough week, just personally, just kid stuff has been really rough. And I'm kind of done with the snow, and I'm really ready for it to get warmer so I can live my best late Liz Taylor life in caftans and jewels and day drinking and knitting. I didn't put knitting in the Instagram, but really that's where I'm going. Minus the multiple husbands and the alcoholism. There we go. Good times.
All right, so now it's Kathleen and Haley back with some finished objects. So my first finished object, I love this. I'm so proud of it. I finished it the other day when I had a terrible headache. All I could do was stitch the pieces on. It is Bridget the Elephant, one of the little
cute.
Toft
crochet kits.
Little Toft crochet kits that we carry, and she's so sweet. It said on their site takes 1 to 5 hours.
I don't think anything would
I can't imagine. Well, the funny thing was, even when she was sewing up, she said, yeah, the sewing up usually takes me at least a half hour, and this is the creator of all of these animals. So I think that's one of those, like when you look at a recipe online and it's like, 45 minutes and an hour and a half later you're still prepping vegetables, You can't always go by those things. But anyway, I don't know exactly how many hours it took me. I did, probably both arms during one evening of TV knitting and both crocheting, both legs during another, the body during another, the head. So like, it was like 4 evenings probably, most of the crocheting.
It was pretty quick.
And then I had...
And it's so cute. It motivates you to keep going.
I had a terrible, terrible headache on Tuesday. And one of the only things I could do was I watched those quick videos and I saw how it said to assemble it, like where you position the arms and everything, and sewed on the ears. And there's a great little video on how you make the cute little tail. It's pretty centered. Whatever. As always with stuffed animals.
It's handmade.
And it gives them character. It's like, that's what gives them personality when they're not perfect. So, love the Toft kits. I bought this one like with our second shipment maybe, and I think now we have our 4th shipment in from Toft.
I'm still deciding which one to do. Comment below if you have a favorite, because I love them all.
I love them all too. And I pulled a few that I especially love that I haven't done yet. So this is Alexandra the cat. Aww. So cute. They are all currently $37.50. They come from the UK. The shipping cost is also quite high on these for us to get them.
And now we have to assemble them.
Yeah, well, we started assembling them because one of the shipments that we got, so many of the boxes were damaged.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, if you're sending like paper boxes across the ocean, they're not going to make it fully pristine, you know?
So they sent them flat cut. So actually the last shipment we got was, I don't know, we got over 50 kits. It was one big really heavy box because a lot of paper was in there. This is Eleanor the Labrador. So cute. So sweet. And actually one of my favorites. I think I may have to do this one, and I don't know why, because I'm not really that into dinosaurs.
Maybe I'll do the other dinosaur and they can be matching.
Gregor the T-Rex, how cute is he? Oh my goodness. So adorable. And I love that his tail is part of what makes him sit up. He's got a nice big tail.
That's adorable.
So I think he may be next. We'll see. But we have, we got like 5 or 6 each of a lot of our favorites and a couple each of some of the new ones that we're trying out. So we have many. They're on our website,
so many.
I do believe. I hope so. Actually, we will have to check. But
there will be a little banner that says yes.
Yes, Amanda will say yes. Kathleen, they're on the website, or no, they're not. If you're local, you certainly can come in and pick one. But
they're definitely like, you have to peruse, because just, every time you look, there's another one that you're like, I want to do that one.
They're super cute.
The lobster does stick out in my mind, though, every time I think about it.
Yeah, the lobsters. Oh, thank you. You have that.
Except I disagree with their ranking. They call that a level 1, but that
with all those tiny little tubes and things.
Tiny. I would not say that's a level 1.
Yeah.
Like they say that's a level 1, but then like the other dinosaurs are level 3 or something. But that doesn't make any sense to me.
Who knows?
Maybe it's just the amount of time, but
I'm not sure.
We don't know their ranking standards.
How they came up with that. So one thing I would suggest, having now done one of the animals, is take advantage of all the little videos they have.
Mm-hmm,
because it comes in a kit. The instructions are they're complete about what you need to do, about how many rounds to crochet and what part you're making and all of that.
Like making.
But a lot of the assembly and everything, they really do cover in their videos. So don't be like me and watch them after the fact. Go ahead and watch them. Maybe even watch them before you do the parts, and then if you want to watch it again while you're assembling or something.
While you're making them.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
your TV
exactly.
crochet viewing.
So lots of really handy videos on the Toft page or channel on YouTube.
Website link here.
Definitely recommend.
Or not link, but the URL.
Following along. All right. So another thing that is a finished object for me is my first Animal Crossing hat, and this is one that was it was definitely a whip last time. I don't remember how far along I was with it.
Weren't you gonna try it? You did finish it, and then the finished picture was in after we filmed.
Was it? That I don't remember.
I believe so.
But I made myself an Animal Crossing hat, and I started with the pattern by, let me see, it's called Animal Crossing Snowy Hat by Diane M Scott. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I think it's really cute. I like it, but I am a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes.
Little.
I'm not always. I'm really not.
Not always.
I'm not. Sometimes 90% is good enough. Haley.
The only thing that got me through last semester was the saying, if it's done, it's good enough. So
okay.
Compared to that, 90% is much more than that.
So one of the things, it is really cute, and it does look like it looks like my Animal Crossing character hat, but the flower should be bigger in my mind, and the pom-pom should be bigger. The pom-pom is all on me. I just used a pom-pom maker that I had at home, and it wasn't quite as big as the pom-poms in the that are in the game, so I bought myself a bigger pom-pom maker here at Yarnia, the XL. We have it. Anyway, you'll see on the needles, I've got another version. I'm reworking it a bit.
But the good thing is that after this, everyone gets a hat.
That's right.
After all the changes.
Yep, after all the different iterations.
You're knitting Oprah. You get a hat for you, and a hat for you, and a hat for you. Everyone gets a hat. So that is that. And then one more finished object. Well, actually two more, because a lot of times if we don't say what we're wearing, then people do ask, so we should always say what we're wearing. These are previous finished objects.
Yes.
This one is a test knit. That was an unreleased pattern, unfortunately. But it is in Scout, the blue Scout, which is like teal heather or something.
Yep.
And then knitted wit in which?
Lagoon, I believe.
I believe that's right.
Yep.
So that's the sweater. That's my outfit of the day.
And I'm wearing my third Carbeth that I ever made. I made our store sample. I made a cardigan version after that pattern was released, and then. It's such a comfortable sweater. I decided to make another one in.
Yeah, this really
is
beautiful.
Eco Wool in the color straw, and also going to be in New in Store. We're going to talk about. I'm going to be doing a Carbeth knit along by Zoom in March. So we'll talk more about that in New in Store.
And I'll show you all the available colors.
Yes, exactly. All right, and Haley, you have a finished object, or a mostly finished object.
So this is like the transition into the whips for us. So here's this little guy.
Yeah. And had you started him last time? I don't remember. I think we were talking about it.
I might not have. I showed this little guy during knit night, but I think
that's right.
I think I started it after, and it's been since that last time. But I did something. I made a whole thing. So cute. This little guy doesn't have a name yet, but it is for my friend Sarah. And she loves him, and so she sent me a video and was like, please make me this strawberry cow. And so I made the strawberry cow. And the pattern, the original pattern, the creators that she sent, their Instagram is LIL, like Lil dot crochet critters. But they don't make patterns, they just do like stock releases of their own creations. But they said that their inspiration for the pattern, and they changed it up a bit, was by Grace and Yarn, the mini cow pattern, or the small mini cow.
Wow, and that's not so mini. I can't imagine how big the big one was.
No, yeah, the big one. I mean, it wasn't mini in volume but mini, and like compared to the bigger one it was like short. So but yeah, I made it a bit longer, and I tried to go off of the changed one, so this one's changed even more. And the reason it's mostly done is because to make it a little Valentine's Day strawberry cow. The strawberry is mostly just from the color.
Looks like a strawberry milkshake.
But you give it little hearts for
so
its
cute.
cow spots. So I made these 2 little hearts for the cow spots, and I just haven't sewn them on yet. So I also was deciding on the placement. I don't know if I want to do like a My Little Pony butt.
I would do one on the butt for sure.
So, and then I have to make another one if I have to do that, because you need to like balance it out. So that's why it's almost done. But the body is done.
It's
very
it's
cute
done
and
right.
Snuggly.
Very cute.
So I'm very excited. And it was also her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Sarah.
Nice. Very nice. All right. So
Still doesn't have a name yet.
Did well, maybe she can name it when she gets it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I said you should.
It's a good thing.
Give suggestions.
The person should name. So that is it for us for finished objects.
So let's move on to finished objects, of which I don't have any. I will say what I'm wearing, which is, ta-da, the Felix sweater, our favorite. I really do love this sweater, and I am trying to think of another yarn to make it in another color. I feel like I've got a lot of green going on this season, so I need to maybe branch away from green. But I do love green, and I do love gray. I also like blue, but I feel like blue and denim sometimes looks a little too Canadian tuxedo-y, and I don't want to do that. So this is my finished object. And actually I did grab, because when I was clearing off a bunch of stuff, I found a couple of finished objects that I don't know if I've ever shown. I don't know. Anyway, let me grab one. It is actually from like a year or 2 ago, and I've worn it a bunch of times. But I have not blocked it yet. Still, it's really big. It is the Fading Point shawl. And I did this was a bunch of Ba La Jolla colors of the month, and I did a rainbow. So I'll show you. It's Ba and I think some Molly Girl in there. So purple, blue, greeny, yellow, pinky orange. And I actually really do. It's hard. This is why it's not blocked yet, is because it's big, and I need to clear off the floor in order to do this, and that's going to be tricky. So here it is. But I love it. It's a nice like cozy wrap. So I've worn it a bunch of times, and then I brought it up to block, and it ended up on a chair, and I have yet to block it, but I have worn it. And I believe that's Joji Locatelli. It's a nice, enormous shawl. I actually did it really fast with one of our knit-alongs. I was pretty happy with it. So there, I have 2 finished objects, neither one of which were finished in this year. Oh well. Moving on to whips. What do I have? I have a couple. So I didn't bring up my temperature blanket because that is sitting in my living room near the fireplace, because that's where I am crocheting on it. And I'm kind of doing it every couple of days. I caught up a bit. And then I had a slight crisis, because I had my color palette, and I had my temperature ranges, and then it got cold. And my coldest color temperature range, my coldest color is the charcoal gray. And my temperature range that I had put was a little bit colder than the charcoal gray. So it was a little bit colder one day, the average. And I was like, do I find another color, or do I just say that the charcoal gray is below 28 degrees? And I was going back and forth on what to do. And I kind of looked around my office, and I looked at the store, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to add another color. I'm just going to say the charcoal gray is everything below whatever that final temperature range was. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm still a couple of days behind, but I'll catch up this weekend. The other thing with the whips is that I am 100% on Sleeve Island. I am on Sleeve Island on so many projects. It's ridiculous. So I'm on Sleeve Island with my Mariechen, but this is, I guess I'm almost off of Sleeve Island with the Mariechen because it's just the one sleeve. So here we go, Sleeve Island. And it's, yes, this is one of the things where I'm like, is this the same green color that I'm wearing? It is. Is my other potential work and project going to be the same green color as what I'm wearing? It is. Oh well, I have a palette. So I'm on Sleeve Island. It's going fast. I did finish the button bands and the neck finishing, which I actually really like this detail on the neck. So rather than doing full ribbing, what you do is you pick up and then you purl one row, and you do one row of garter stitch. So you pick up on the right side, and then the next row you knit, giving you this little purl bump, and then the row after that you knit, but you're also decreasing one stitch at the end to make this nice little rounded bit. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And then you bind off like that. So it just has a little bit of a roll, but it finishes it. It doesn't curl. It's really beautiful. I did my standard bind off for anything that I want slightly stretchy but not stretched out, or it doesn't need to like flare out or go over, say, your foot. So for like ribbing or for cuffs, something that has a little bit of flexibility, I like the decreased bind off. I think it's also called the Russian lace bind off, depending on where you're looking. But what that is when you're binding off knitwise, you knit 2 stitches together through the back loop, and then you put that resulting stitch that's on your right hand needle, you put that back on your left hand needle, and then you knit the next 2 stitches together through that stitch and its neighbor together through the back loop, and repeat and repeat. If you're doing a purl stitch, you purl 2 together, you take that resulting loop on the right needle and you put it back on the left needle, and then you purl 2 together. And what that does is give you a firm but flexible and stretchy. So it'll stretch, but it won't flare out. And I really like that bind off. I'm also a fan of the sewn bind off, SEWN. But that one is a bit of a pain in the ass in that you have to like pull off a length of yarn that's like 3 times the length of the piece that you're binding off. And if you're short, you're short. So, or if you're too long, you're wasting yarn. I mean, not that it's a waste, but you know what I mean. So rather than do that one, which is a tapestry needle, like lately I've been defaulting to the Russian lace or the decreased bind off. I like the way it looks. And you can also do it where you knit 2 together, like just a normal knit 2 together, but that results in a slightly different look. And I like the way that can you see? I like the chain that comes when you knit through the back loop. So that's what I've done on this sweater consistently, and it's what I'll do on the ribbing for this as well. And this is another sweater that I'm going to make 3/4 sleeves. I'll probably do it a little bit longer than this. Maybe I'll hit bracelet length, which is to right about, I'm looking where, there's my wristbone, right about there. Because this is a warmer sweater, and I made it slightly cropped, which I think will work well when I wear it over a dress or something, or a skirt, something like that. Yeah, so Sleeve Island number 1, almost off. Sleeve Island number 2 is, oh my gosh, I'm stabbing myself with needles left and right. So let me move this over. Sleeve Island number 2 is the Summer Sorrel. And I have this inside out right now because you knit the sleeves inside out because it's a reverse stockinette sweater. So I'll just show you. Here's the yoke. This is the one that I was wearing on the last podcast. And I am still trying to decide short sleeves, not short sleeves, and I'm kind of leaning towards this length sleeve, like a true 3/4 sleeve, right? But I'm also trying to decide like a normal tapered sleeve or like a bishop sleeve, or balloon sleeve where it goes straight and then gathers at the cuff. And I'm really torn because I don't know. I mean, I do wear my soldatnas a lot, and I wear them over a dress, and they're great for the summer, especially like chilly nights or the spring. I do think I will wear a 3/4 sleeve sweater, wool sweater a little bit more, but this has a big scoop and a bit of a scoop in the back, so it reads a little bit more summery. And I think it'll be a really good spring or fall or even winter sweater. But I'm trying to decide. I have another sweater that has kind of the balloon sleeves, or bishop sleeves. That's the Love Note. I had to think. Thinking's hard. That's the Love Note from Tin Can Knits, and I really love it. But I'm just not sure. And I mean, it's sleeves, right? I can do them and then rip them out later and redo them if I need to. It's not a huge deal. But it's what's keeping me on Sleeve Island right now. So if you guys have an opinion, throw it in the comments. I think I have decided 3/4 sleeves. So the question is a true taper or a bishop sleeve. Let me know what you think, because I can't make decisions to save my life. And as my husband will tell you, when I am indecisive enough about this, I need somebody to say, do bishop sleeves. And then I'll be like, no, because I need that qualification, which is why I am a nightmare to pick where we're ordering from dinner, because he'll run through. He actually has a list. He wrote out a list one year. Where he's like, he can just hand me the list and I can sit there in my head and say, no, 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 yes, no, rather than him going, pizza, and me go, no, and he's like, Thai, no, Italian, no, because that drives him crazy, understandably. Let's see, what's my other whip? My other whip is, can you see that weaving in the background? Oh my gosh. My office is such a mess. There we go. Look, and you can see the piles of fiber that I have yet to do. So there's that weaving that I'm working on, which is part of why I'm also on Sleeve Island, is that I'm like, I have focus pulled. So I'm doing that weaving with a whole bunch of roving. I'm trying to use up some of my stash of roving, and it looks very like cloudy and rainbowy, sunsetty. So I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to sell it, or I don't know what to do. So I'm working on that. And the whip in my head is, I think I mentioned this the other day, Wolf River, which is a lace front pullover in bulky or chunky, one of those two. And we have some Cascade Eco Wool Plus. Eco Wool Plus? I don't know. It's green. It's forest green. So, I think I'm going to do that next. And I mean, it's a chunky sweater, so I think it'll go quick. I also have, mulling around in my mind, and decision-making capabilities have, again, shot to all hell. Our colorwork, our next sweater class will be a colorwork sweater. It'll be top down. And I have two potentials that I'm deciding between. And I don't really want to say which ones they are, because then if I do say them and then everybody wants one over the other and I don't want to teach that one, then it puts us in a, or worse, if we're like 50-50 and I still can't decide. That's trippy. So I think I'm going to decide and then just keep an eye out for when we announce that. I have to look at my calendar. But when we announce that, those seats usually go pretty quick. So it'll be fun. It'll be either a DK or worsted, depending on which pattern I pick. Top down colorwork sweater, great for learning colorwork, great for learning sweaters, great for just doing something fun for yourself. Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Today I have no finished objects. If you're wondering what I'm wearing, you're probably not if you watch this podcast and you know exactly what I'm wearing. This is my Felix. I think instead of Where's Waldo, we're going to have Find Felix from now on the Yarnia podcast. Figure out which one of us is wearing Felix today, because basically always someone is wearing a Felix. Today I am. We'll see if anybody else is too. But I can show you my works in progress. I have 4 things to show you today. The first one is we just got started this past week with our Cocoknits knit along. So we're partnering with Cocoknits. Cocoknits put out a call to all the local yarn stores that carry their products, which we love. We're big Cocoknits fans. They make these little stitch markers, right? These are my like the opening stitch markers. These are ubiquitous in our store. I think all of us have them. Yeah, they have those. They have other little tools and supplies and things like that for knitters. Yeah, so they're having a knit along because Julie Weisenberger, who owns Cocoknits, is also a fantastic designer. She's super thoughtful. She puts as much thought into her sweater patterns as she puts into her knitting supplies. And she has her own cool method of constructing a sweater, so that you have actually like a little sleeve cap here, which makes a really nice fit for a sleeve. But you don't have to seam anything at the end of a sweater, which is why a lot of people don't like, knitting set-in sleeves, because you can't try on your sweater as you're knitting it, which is a big bonus to like top-down sweaters, which is what this is. So she has a top-down sweater method that has like a sleeve cap, almost like a faux set-in sleeve, that you knit top-down and you can try on as you go. So we're trying that as a knit along. We're knitting Franca, which is, here's a picture of it, right? Here's a picture of the pattern. It's like a drapey front cardigan. It's knit in like at an Aran gauge, so 16 stitches to 4 inches. I said in my email this week, 16 stitches to 1 inch, which is definitely not an Aran gauge. Sorry about that, but my folder is getting stuffed. But anyway, yeah, so this past week what we did was swatch. So I'm knitting mine in Woolfolk Far. This is, I think, color number 20. I think it's color number 20. It's a very dark maroon color. Yeah, I think you can see it. That's a good color picture of it. Maroony, purple, something like that. So this week I did a swatch. And I have my Cocoknits workbook or binder with, let's see, my patterns here. This is my elder throw pattern. So I keep like all my patterns, and Drachenfels is back here. I keep all my patterns I'm working on in here. But this is my worksheet that I'm writing in for my Franca knit along. So we haven't gotten to the part where you fill out the worksheet yet with like all of your plan for creating the top of your sweater. But I did write down my swatch information. So I knit with 2 different needles. I started with the recommended needle size, which is a 10. That's down here. It looked fine, but I thought, well, let me just go down and try a 9 too, because that's the thing. If you're going to wet block, it's a lot easier to just try a variety of needle sizes if you think you might be borderline, and then you can pick the one you like best rather than try and wash and dry and measure and not like it and then try something else and wash and dry and measure and not like it. So if you're not quite sure, you might try 1 needle up and 1 needle in the middle and 1 down. And the way that Jen does it, which I didn't do here because I only tried 2 needle sizes and I know which one is on the bottom and which is on the top. But Jen knits in eyelets. So she'll do like her first row, if this is a size 10, she'll do 10 eyelets. So to do that, you just do a yarn over, knit 2 together, 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 10 times. That tells you, hey, this is a size 10. And on this one, I would have done that 9 times. And I said, oh, that's a size 9. But I know what it is, so I didn't bother with that. But anyway, so the gauge, like I said, is supposed to be 16 stitches to 4 inches. And when I first knit this on a US 10, I got 17 stitches to 4 inches, which is just slightly tighter. And on a 9, I got 18 stitches to 4 inches. And I was like, okay, well, I'll probably use a 10. But let's wash and block it. And actually when I blocked it, they grew. And that happens a lot when you block. So the 10 went to 15 stitches to 4 inches, and the 9, on the 9, I went to 16 stitches per 4 inches. Each one grew 2 stitches less. It grew 2 stitches less. It grew size-wise, and therefore per 4 inches, there were 2 fewer stitches per 4 inches for both sizes, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm using a US 9, and I'm knitting the size 42 inch bust. It goes 38 to 42. I was thinking of modifying to a 40. We had a Zoom call, was scheduled for last Monday, and just looking at the schematic and like the width across the back, from shoulder to shoulder across the back. I think the 42, I have a little bit broadish shoulders. I think the 42 size is going to fit me best across the shoulders, and that's a really important measurement to me because I do not like it when my sweaters like pull this way. That's annoying. So that's the Franca knit along. If you would like to join our knit along, we have about 20 people knitting along with Yarnia. Some folks got the Wool Folk Far, like I'm knitting with, and that's what the pattern was originally designed in. Other folks are using other yarns that can get you a similar gauge. And we have several, I sent an email, we have several options in the store I can get to you if you're interested in that. Some folks are knitting from their stash, and you know, we have a Ravelry group for our Franca knit along, but I think I initially had like a link to join our Franca knit along on our website, but since the first date has passed, that's expired. So if you're interested, go to our Ravelry group, and that's Shop Yarnia on Ravelry. You'll see our Franca knit along group, and just shoot me a message in there and I'll be happy to add you to the group. It'll be fun. We're gonna have a good time. But yeah, but we're just started by the time this comes out. We're starting on Friday with the actual knitting part, so you're not far behind at all. The next thing I have to talk about is sort of another team sport when it comes to knitting, team sport, because I am working on the Handmade Sock Society #4 by Helen Stewart, and the first sock came out last week, and Kathleen and I are both knitting them, so that's exciting. I've never had a sock buddy. Well, Beth used to knit socks with me, so Beth and I have knit socks together before, but Jen and Kathleen have never knit socks with me, so that's fun. But we're both knitting the Curling Mist sock, which I'm really enjoying, and my color is not very misty. I am knitting in this amazing orange. I don't have any socks this color. This is going to be so cool in my sock drawer. And this color is Mad Tosh sock in the Gigi Loves Orange colorway. You know, named in conjunction with Gigi Made It, Gay Gillespie, who is a neighbor. She lives near us. We could be her local yarn store. We are local to her. And I know she has a lot of favorite yarn stores, so certainly can spread that joy around because she is a joy every time she comes to visit. But yeah, finish the leg, turn the heel, have a gusset. I have my little buddy who's hanging out with me. We've had a lot of snow recently. I feel like every third day it's been snowing, like a lot. My husband was like clearing the cars off this morning of a couple inches. So I thought I have this little guy, the Abominable Snowman. He needed to be hanging out on my sock. This marks where I started my heel flap, so I could count rows from the beginning of the heel flap. So yay, I have half of one sock, right? That's like quarter done, 25% done. Let's see. Any comments on this? No, I love it. The thing, I did make a mistake. I'm seriously debating going back. I'd have to pull back like 15 rows. No, 18 rows, which is not that much. But it is the whole gusset. I'd have to pull back until the very end of the heel turn. But I did something silly. These have little cablies, you can probably see it. And you're supposed to cable every certain number of rows. I cabled too fast right here. I have too few rows between these cables. And I think I might pull it back and fix it. Because I thought last night it wasn't going to bug me, and now it's sort of bugging me. And it's only 18 rows. I should do it now. So I'm going to do that. I'll pull back the gusset. That will literally take me like maybe an hour to fix it entirely. It's worth it. Because otherwise that's going to be annoying. So I bet next time I have a half finished object, which is half that sock. Yay. I really like that. I love Helen Stewart socks. That's basically my whole sock drawer. That and my favorite ribbed basic sock that I told you guys about before. And I'll put a link down below because I forget who. Kate Atherley's basic ribbed sock. Awesome. I'll put a link down below to that one too. I think it's an awesome first sock. It was my second sock, but my first sock that I actually liked. Because my first sock had a short row heel, which does not fit my foot very well. Let's see. Next thing, which I'm super excited about. So last week I showed you my Drachenfels, which has been my what I work on while I feed Teddy project. Because it's lots of good stockinette, and I can knit stockinette while I breastfeed a baby. No, it's a garter, back and forth, knitting every row. I can do that while I feed a baby. But I wanted to show Kathleen and Jen the yarn that I was knitting on with it, so I left it at the store. And then I didn't have anything to knit while I was feeding Teddy. I did knit that half sock while I fed him. But downstairs, that was my downstairs project. I did an upstairs project. So I started something new. I started Stripes by Andrea Mowry. Oh my goodness, look at this. Not only did I start it, I finished the whole body. Boop, boop. I actually just bound it off this morning, the body. So now all I have to do is 2 sleeves. Yay. Let me show you, because it's actually looks really nice. Here you go! Yay! So this is obviously not blocked, because like I said, I literally just bound off the bottom right before I tape this podcast. But oh my goodness, this feels so good. So this is knit in 9 colors of Woolfolk Flet. Now the pattern calls for 9 colors of sport yarn, or actually any number of colors. I mean, she has a sample with just 2 colors, alternating stripes. But the profile sample, the picture that's on the cover of the pattern has 9 different colors. And I love Flet's color palette, Woolfolk's color palette. So I thought, why not? I'll just use their whole color palette and knit a sweater with it. It's awesome. Let me show you. So yeah, it's like a cozy sweatshirt. Boop, boop. It goes all the way down there. It fits me now because there's no even waist shaping or body shaping. You just knit around and around. I think this is going to be, even after I lose baby weight, it'll be awesome. It'll just be a big comfy sweatshirt. I was telling Kathleen it feels like those teddy bear sweatshirts that everybody was wearing last year. you can still get them, but I think Madewell, that company, had this big teddy bear fluffy sweatshirt. Yeah, so that's what this feels like. It's so wonderful. And the thing that I love about this is that you can actually just get one ball of each color, and Flet is in a 50-gram ball, which means you don't have a ton of leftovers. Let me show you. So right now I started with this maroon color, which is actually the same color as my other sweater is in, number 20. Woolfolk has consistent colors. You know, this number 20 is the same as that number 20, this number 20 that my Franca cardigan is going to be in, and you know, Luft has this number 20. So you can really match across across yarn bases. But yeah, so then a lot of different colors. I have this like pinky gray and a cream and this warm cocoa and like a sand color and this green and then this pinky pink, peachy pink, which I love, and then there's a charcoal, and then there's a light gray here, and then it starts over again with that dark burgundy and goes through the whole 9 colors again, and then I bound off in the burgundy. So even with that and the 50 grams, I still have this much of the burgundy left over, which I'll probably need another skein of the burgundy. I mean, that's like this one whole stripe in the body and the bind off. I'll probably need another skein of burgundy. But like the other colors, I still have like quite a bit of the skein left, which is going to be plenty to do the sleeves. So I really like this because you can just get like 150-gram skein, and it, you know, it's going to be enough to do a substantial amount of the stripes. Stay tuned to see how much, if I need any more of another color. The only other color that I can see maybe needing more of is like this pink, which is the widest part of this stripe. But even so, I mean, I think I probably have enough pink to finish sleeves. We'll see. But I love it. And this is such a, my college daughter was like, ooh, I'm so into browns. It's the, and I showed it to some of my work folks, and they're like, ooh, those earth tones. It's the thing to have now, guys, the earth tones, which I like because redheads look good in those earth tones, autumny colors. Yay. Yay, we're back. We're getting away from the cool wintry colors and trending toward earth tones. So yeah, so this is the Stripes by Andrea Mowry. Totally recommend. So I did this while I was feeding Teddy upstairs. It was easy. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Let's see. One more thing. So the last thing I have to show you is sort of a wacky fun project. I've been working on this for a while. I don't remember if I think I showed you the beginning of it, but I haven't showed you the end. And it's almost at the end. I'm going to show it to you as if it was the end and then take a picture and put the final picture in. But last fall when we got this in, I started making my daughter a cowl out of For Real, which is fake fur. That's yarn. So For Real looks like this. Yeah, see, it looks like this. It's this fuzzy yarn. It's actually really easy to knit with. The inside of it is like slick and it just like glides nicely. On a 15 needle, no problem at all. So we got 6 new colors this year. Last year, and maybe the last 2 years, they've had For Real. It's been a really popular yarn because it makes a super fast cowl that's just like soft and cozy. And we've had it in, I'd say, approximately real colors, right? Like grays and minky pinks and light blues with a little heathery grayness in them, right? Like you could see once you knit it up that like maybe that approximates what fur looks like. This year we got fun colors that are not real at all, but still feel fantastic and are super fun. So I knit a ginormous cowl with every color that we have. So we have this red, and look at this yellow, and then green, and then teal, and then this rich indigo, yay, and then violet. And I just like, I cast on, I want to say, I'll put it in my Ravelry. I'll count the stitches and put it in my Ravelry, how many stitches I have. But, you know, something in like the 40-ish range. And then just knit garter back and forth. And I could do a ball in a couple hours. So, you know, this whole thing took me like maybe 12 hours. And now I'm seaming up the ends with mattress stitch. So I have my final strand, and I've seamed together the beginning of it here, right, and I just have to finish going across the rest of the seam. And then, sorry, this is so bright it like messes with the light. The camera's like, whoa, stunned by the brightness of the cowl. But I think I can show you how this might look anyway. I mean, it's like down to my knees. I can't even show you how big this is. But if I loop it twice, it's like, ooh, that's awesome. This is so fun. This has nothing to do with being serious, right? This is all about fun. Yay. And I think it'll be perfect for a 15-year-old. Yeah, I mean, gosh. Cozy, talk about cozy. I don't know if you could probably fit a coat over this. It's just going to be like bulky, but like who cares? It's fun. I like it. Yay. Knit the rainbow, right? Love it. But yay. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys how this turned out because I think, you know, and obviously you don't need to knit every single inch of the ball of all 6 colors. But it sure is fun too. And you know, even, yeah, I think Jen has a cowl that she's done a few times. I think she uses two balls for a, you know, for a cozy cowl. And that's just like, that's the perfect size. A color blocked 2-color would be super cool. You could have green, and you could try all the different colors out with this. Purple and green, yellow and purple, ooh, red and teal. So yeah, this was my fun project. It actually sat to the side for a little bit, and I just picked it up. I'm going to finish it up and let Lil take some fun pictures in it. Woo! Oh my goodness. Staticky though. But yeah, so we have this in the store. If you're looking for it, it's not in the realm of you know, knitting yarn. I mean, it's not the cheapest yarn we have in the store, but it's definitely not the most expensive. And definitely makes a super fun project. There's a lot of mixing and matching to be had with this fun fur.
Hi there. It is
here with more projects.
Yes.
Sorry, I cut off.
That's okay. Kathleen and Haley back again with On the Needles. So as we talked about,
any crochet hooks this time?
No crochet hooks this time. This is all
Just
on the
needles.
Yeah. But I definitely do want to do another Toft animal soon.
Me too.
So
we were just thinking which one I should do.
Yeah.
Please comment below.
Because you have the Edwards I got you the Edwards Menagerie book
so
for Christmas a couple of years ago. And we have, oh no, I got you the dog one, right? Or did I get you both?
The dog one.
Mm-hmm. We have Edwards Menagerie, the book, here as well. And Diamond Superwash would be a great yarn, I think, for
that's the thing. I want to do one of the more neutral patterns in like a bright, like red or something.
That would be fun.
Like a pink.
The other thing is the way Toft varies their sizes, and we're completely getting off track here. This is not a finished object.
Off our schedule.
It is, yeah, we kind of do have a schedule because the store needs to open. We had somebody standing outside talking on her phone pretty loudly before. That was why we kind of paused. But if the way they vary the size of the animals is by varying their yarn and their hook. So actually the one... I should look at the one Amanda made because, you know, as I'm a loose knitter, I'm also a loose crocheter, but I had plenty of yarn. I mean, I did not run out of yarn in making my elephant with the yarn that came with the kit. But if I were to make, you know, if I wanted one to be smaller, maybe I could make like a mommy and baby elephant. I could use Scout DK, which I probably have enough gray Scout DK in my stash to just like make one off the cuff.
I saw someone came across my For You page. She made her frog a sun. Like a tiny sun.
Oh,
and
so
she
cute.
had made her original frog a cardigan. She was like, I think I might have to make a tiny cardigan.
Yep, and if you were to go to fingering, it could be even smaller. It could be like the mini. I used to have mini teddy bears. I had a collection of like, well, I had a giant teddy bear collection, and then I got into mini teddy bears because they were taking over my house. They just take up much less room. So
back to whips.
Back to, exactly, on the needles. This is my version of the Animal Crossing hat. So what I did was I took my Nordic Star Hat. Do you want to grab that up there? Sorry. This was a pattern that I did for a colorwork class a few years ago.
Out of the Germantown.
Held at Yarnia. Yep. And I'm using this stitch count. And I redid, actually last night, it's funny because I've been working on charting this pattern for a while. But last night I charted the star to be a lot more kind of chubby the way it is in the Animal Crossing game.
Filled out.
Yep. It's funny, I realized that basically the reason that theirs is so chubby, it's actually hard to make it work with the normal count because everything is based around 2s, but the center of theirs is based around 3s. So, but once I finally figured that out, that's what it is. It's like they're pixels. Theirs is probably based on 6, but I have to be doing fingering to make it based out of 6, which I don't want to do. Trying to keep it simple. So I'm working on that. I will write up the pattern when I'm done, especially if I'm happy with it.
Yay!
But I think
so
I will be happier.
You can make your very own Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Any Animal Crossing fans watch? You guys, some people I'm sure are like, what the heck is she talking about? I mean, so many people play it, but also so many people have maybe never heard of it. So it is a game from the Nintendo Switch that...
Yes. It was very popular in March quarantine.
Yeah. And some people like me are still playing it. I didn't start till May though. So
yeah.
All right. So that is my On the Needles number 1. We're going to move that out of the way. On the Needles number 2, I definitely had some sock envy last year when Amanda was doing her Hand Knit Sock Society socks by Helen Stewart.
Every single time.
They were always so pretty. And the other thing too is the way the handmade sock, and I said hand knit, it's Handmade Sock Society. The way it works is that you sign up before it starts, and actually I'm not sure. There is a group on Ravelry, the Curious Handmade Ravelry group. You may still be able to join while it's going on. I'm not 100% sure of that. I do know the pre-launch price was a little bit lower. It was only £10 for 6 sock patterns. And
over the whole year?
Over 6 months. She does one a month for 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. But it's for this year. And from seeing all the ones that Amanda made last year, they were also beautiful.
Yeah,
and the idea that I couldn't get, if I wanted to do it, I couldn't get the pattern for 6 months. It was just like, I'm just going to do it this year. And some of you may remember Haley and my sock adventure from the summer.
August.
Neither one of us finished our socks.
Hibernating since we got back.
I'm not even sure where that project bag
They're
is
on
at the
the
moment.
noggin. I definitely want to work on them, but I kind of got
the
scared
fact
by
that
I was getting inching closer to the heel, and then I was like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah. So I did start sock number 1, which is the Curling Mist sock.
It's gorgeous.
I'm really happy with it, and
so much progress too.
I know, right? Amanda and I were both on Knit last night, and she did a great Instagram post with her sock. She's using Gigi Loves Orange, which is a color of, which is so funny. We kind of like we switched on this one. I'm usually the one who goes for the orange, and she goes for the more subtle colors. But I do also love a good neutral, and this is Kitten from Madeline Tosh. It is a beautiful neutral. It's like a gray brown, but it's almost got a feeling of silver. It almost looks slightly.
There's it stretched.
Especially in the ball, I just feel like
my sleeve is the same color.
It looks slightly, almost slightly metallic in a very, or shimmery. I don't know. Yeah. It's just beautiful.
I love it.
And so
is this the new Matt Tosh?
This is part of the new shipment that came in. Yeah, we were pretty low. We always sell through our Matt Tosh, but. And what I'm going to show you is people who watch know that I am a very loose knitter. So the gauge for these socks is, it's 8 stitches to the inch width-wise, which, I'm working on zeros, and the closest I could get is 7.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. That's
yeah, that's not bad. And I didn't want to go lower than a 0. And, in some ways I could, but honestly, I was even, I'm not 25 anymore. It was a little hard to see those stitches when I was trying to, work my first row and everything. So.
And it's not a bright color.
No, and actually the yarn is almost the same color as the needle.
Yeah, true.
So it really was not that easy to see. So anyway, I said, all right, let me try the smallest size. I'll see how that goes. I did what I thought was a stretchy enough cast on. Smallest size. I realized after I got this far into the first sock that
so this is the trial run that is not to be,
that I am gonna have to frog when I get onto it. But instead
this one is nice and stretchy.
Yeah, and I still probably am gonna need to redo my bind off. Jen and Amanda and I had a partner Zoom yesterday morning, and one of the things we talked about was my sock. Especially we kind of take turns as somebody's got to go deal with something going on in their house. The other two talk about something else, and.
Knitting, of course.
Yes,
what else?
I was consulting on the stretchiness of my cast on.
I love the a little bit elongated rib though. Like it's just a little bit longer than
she has
typical...
such beautiful details, Helen Stewart. She really does. They're just always elegant and nice looking. But I'm so proud of myself. I actually
that's so much.
On something other than a Christmas stocking, I turned a heel. Yay! So who knows? Maybe these will be done by the next podcast, or maybe they'll still be one will be done and the other one will be a whip. But there is progress, which is always exciting. Yeah, it's been my TV knitting for the last few nights because with the hat I needed to design the star. Right, I was not happy with what I had. Yeah, there were all these things holding me up, and the elephant, I knew I had to watch the videos to see how to assemble it and all of that. So by default, this became my project for a few nights. And I made some progress. I'm very excited. And maybe after I finish these, I'll go back to my socks from the summer and finish them.
I hope my gauge hasn't changed. I feel like that always happens.
Yeah.
Especially with knitting.
We were doing 2 at a time also, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Do a couple of rows and we'll see if it looks like it's changed, just back out those couple and go up or down on your needle. That's the easiest way to deal with it. The other thing that I have started but haven't gotten too far on is my next sweater. And my next sweater.
The one you finally landed on.
Yes. Boy, I don't know. I have been vacillating all over the place. So I got this lucky tweed. I was going to make one sweater. I changed my mind. I was going to make another sweater. I changed my mind.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I usually don't buy a pattern until I'm about to make something. But I have been so indecisive that I bought 4 patterns.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah, I bought 4 patterns. Which is fine. Love supporting the designers. It's good. I may use them at some point, and if not, honestly, people worked really hard on them.
They did the
I
work
appreciate.
I'm appreciating how designers are like putting more. So capitalist, but like putting monetary worth on your effort. But it is true. Like patterns used to be $4 and $5, and like $5 was expensive, but now you're seeing more like 7, 8, 9, 10, and like it makes sense. You put in so much effort, and you want to make it worthwhile.
And you never know too. Sometimes I've seen somebody, especially who's not super well known, do a pattern that obviously took a ton of time, and you really don't know from the number of projects that have been completed how many patterns sold, right? But maybe they've done this really intricate pattern and there are like 12 projects on Ravelry.
I know, yeah.
And it's just like your heart kind of bleeds that or breaks that they put in all this work. So,
but at the same time, like, we all enjoy making things, so it is a labor of love, but but a labor.
But that should be compensated too.
Exactly.
So anyway, so
in our society that depends so heavily on money.
And female labor. So, all right. So those are my works in progress, and I lost
show the camera the purple.
Okay. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
And in the meantime, I will look for my notes, which I tucked handily into my socks.
This is the gauge swatch for the Weekender. That will now be a sweater soon.
Yep, and that is Lucky Tweed in the raisin colorway. Yeah.
RAISIN?
Yeah.
I don't know why RAZEN was popped into my mind. I'm like, interesting
raisin,
color.
Raven. All right, so why don't we go ahead and take a quick pause, and then we'll come back to talk about new in-store / coming up / hi again.
Back once again.
It is Haley and Kathleen, really under the gun now. The store is opening shortly, with some new things. So, as many of you may know, deliveries on things have been really slow on yarn, particularly have been really slow due to the pandemic. Anything coming from Italy has been shut down, on and off for so long that they've really lost probably half of a production year. It seems like in some cases. So one of our yarns that we love that is milled in Italy is Sugar Rush Chill. And we've been low on so many colors, and
especially throughout the holidays when everyone was like, can I get a chunky hat yarn?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh.
So anyway, we're thrilled that we did get a delivery recently with some new colors.
So exciting.
So basically this is Mango Toba, which is, I may have to make something in this. It's so peachy and fun.
I love it. I love all the pastels.
This one we've had, but I think the pastels look so nice together.
Yeah, this little
we had another one. Where's that light green? It maybe is still on the table. Do you want to grab one? So I feel like, they've got a nice series of pastels.
Didn't you grab a second bin?
Yeah, but that's got other stuff in it. So these are, let's put down the red one.
But they go so well together.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
This is the Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses colors.
Okay.
They all have 12 different dresses.
Okay. So anyway, I like these together. I think these are nice, they're kind of nice pastels.
Imagine a chunky sweater.
Yes, there was one in Vogue Knitting a couple of years ago, Made in Chill. That would be really pretty.
Like an exact pattern in my mind.
So we're gonna throw those over there.
On the gram.
Then we got some
more.
Yes, these definitely go together more. We got some. They had some multis, and we have had some multis before, but they added some new ones that we thought were kind of cool.
A little more earthy.
Yep.
Neutral.
This and they're definitely reminiscent of some of the hand dyes we've gotten.
Yeah.
Like my hat is one of our hand dyes from Knitted Wit. So
they match right in.
Yeah. So that's that. And the other thing, but you're just dropping things left and right now. Wait, we need that.
No.
We need that.
I thought we were done. My close up.
So the other thing that's kind of cool is some of these go well. Like you could do a hat where you did the brim in a solid, and the hat, the body of the hat in the multi. There's that. And also the navy. We had so many requests for navy. We finally have navy. Yay! So, and olive has been out of stock for a long time, and that became available again. So anyway, we've got like 8
so many new
colors or long gone restocked colors, which is very exciting.
So come in and see them all for yourself.
And also one thing that we want to do, because we're so excited to have our chill back in stock, is we're going to do a little giveaway. So you get your choice of, and we're going to send you the pattern as well. This is a pattern that I did, super simple, but like why have everyone do their own math? I did the math for you.
Yes.
This is Vandie's Chunky Hat. This happens to be the flat version. I was re-knitting it yet again for some reason. I don't know. And we also have a version in the round. So you get your choice of... I'm going to send we're going to send you 2 balls of the chill in either the multi blue with a coordinating top pom-pom.
Oh my goodness.
Or...
You're slipping.
You're slipping. Or the orange, which of course, very, very Yarnia, with a Toft black cruelty-free alpaca pom-pom. So with chill, it's 52 yards to the ball. These are $15 each. They are on our website, though I'm not sure the pictures are up yet. We've actually got to pull
since they're new.
Since they're so new. We're going to send you 2 because if somebody's got a big head, you may not quite have enough with one of these, but you might make yourself some really tiny fingerless gloves or something with the extras. That has been known to happen. So you're going to be able to pick either the orange multi or the blue multi with matching pom-pom, and we will put comment, and we'd like you to follow us on Instagram as well, or at least comment on our Instagram and tag some people. The best way to find out about the giveaway is to check our Instagram. We will do an Instagram post about it. That'll be
like the official entry.
Exactly. So this is like the announcement of it.
This is the announcement.
Yep.
Check our Instagram at Shop Yarnia.
Yep. And we'd love our podcast watchers to have a good chance of.
We want to thank you for being here with us.
Yes, exactly. All right, so that is our chill. Also new in store, we've carried soap products for a long, long time. I think since the beginning, pretty much.
I think so.
And they came out with a hand sanitizer recently. So we are carrying that.
Yeah.
This is an 8.4 ounce bottle. These are $18. The 3 ounce bottle is $10. We've got one here in the store. This is what we're using now as people come in for their hand sanitizer. Definitely it kind of goes away and doesn't leave a residue or an odor. It's scentless at all. It's really, sometimes if you go in and out of different stores and they all have hand sanitizer, you kind of, if you're sensitive to smell like we are, you can be kind of like, ugh, after going in and out of a couple places. So one of the really nice things about this is that it is truly scentless. I mean, it's not like scentless where sometimes when things say scentless, they just
alcohol.
mean they just mean like no perfume, but it still smells like something, and that smell to me is often unpleasant. But this truly, I think, has no scent, which is kind of magic. So that is that. Oh, and then the other, and again, this is more of an announcement, but you're here with us, so you get to see it first. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to be doing a Carbeth knit-along in March. So we'll figure out whether it's Saturdays or Sundays. We're going to do it via Zoom. And I need to work around the classes that we're doing. Yeah. So we will schedule it based on that. But the Carbeth is a great first sweater. Like I said, this is the 3rd one I made. Yeah. And I wear it all the time.
And it was a quick knit once you...
The first one I made, which is here in our samples bin. Let me see. That is the phone ringing. It's not quite 12. The first one I made, I called my Snowy Day Carbeth because this was a few years ago. We had a lot of snow that winter, and I basically made the whole sweater in 3 snow days. My hands were kind of tired. I don't recommend doing it in 3 days.
But
it's a bit
possible.
Much. But it is possible to do it in 3 days. So 4 weeks, which is what I'm planning to do it over, is completely doable. Yeah. And then, by the end of March, and maybe sooner if people want to go ahead, that's fine too. You'll have a lovely cozy Carbeth.
So here are all your color options.
Yep, so these are the colors we have currently, and we may even have a couple of other neutrals that aren't in there. I think there may be a couple we need to put back on the shelf. So, so look for more info on the Carbeth knit along, and all it takes is 2 skeins of eco wool, even for, I think I did the 5th or 6th size. And, so that's basically $50 for a sweater, and I wear this one once a week. I swear I do. And that's one reason I want to do it. It's like, as long as I'm doing it, I might as well do it as a knit along because I need another one. So,
so do you.
There you go. All right. So I think that is it from us. We've chatted a long time as usual. Good to talk with you all. Love to hear your comments. So please do. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Be well. Talk to you soon.
Mwah.
And in the meantime, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow us online. Follow us on Instagram at Shop Yarnia, on Facebook as Yarnia LLC, obviously on YouTube we're the Chronicles of Yarnia, and you can like and subscribe down below. And if you click the little alarm bell, you'll get notifications every time we post something new. Podcast or not podcast, and or some like specials, and like I believe we have got tutorials coming soon. And also don't forget to go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. Our website is shopyarnia.com, and our newsletter, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and pop in your email to sign up for our newsletter, and we send that out just about weekly. But that will also keep you posted on all of the new classes, which we have a bunch coming up. new classes, new yarns, new events, new whips, new finished objects, new knit-alongs, new crochet-alongs, all that fun stuff is in our newsletter. Plus, if you go to our website, you can sign up for our special Swatch Points VIP program, and you will get special newsletters that gives kind of first access to some new stuff that we have coming out. So that's a really great thing to do. Some of you guys are automatically qualified if you spent a certain amount of money or whatever, but you can build up your Swatch Points. But you can sign up for our VIP thing too by going to the Swatch Points pop-up that shows up on our shopyarnia.com website. So thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody is warm and cozy and just as ready for caftan weather as me. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.
So happy Valentine's Day to everybody. We love you. And take care. Bye. All right, so we have two folks who want to show you their Valentine's crafts. This is Abby and Eric. So, Eric, what do you have?
I have this,
You have
and
a flower?
it has a heart. I have a flower and a heart flower.
A heart flower. Let me see. Let's show it. There's the heart flower. Yay!
And I have a gnome.
A gnome.
A Valentine's gnome.
Oh, that's perfect. I love it.
With heart, kissy, nose hose, and a heart, and he's Valentine's claws.
Nice. We talked about I told everybody about the Valentine man.
You are my Valentine, my only Valentine. You make me happy on Valentine's Day. You're only with me as much I love you. Please don't take my Valentine's away. I love you.
What's that? What's yours?
And then mine is this is supposed to be Asia, my au pair, and she has a little bow. Yeah, it's supposed to be carved, but I didn't feel like writing anything, so.
Okay, and two more quick things. Eric made this heart in art class this morning. Yay! And he made this Cupid.
I started with this heart on this one, but then I didn't have room for the Cupid on this heart, so I added this heart.
That's beautiful. I love it. So we're going to really enjoy our Valentines with all these awesome decorations. So,
And my gnome.
and your gnome.
And also this video is sponsored
No, don't.
by
Can we say-
Yarnia.
Bye.